Okay, welcome to today's workshop on using Sketchbook Express. And my students today, I'm going to show you how to create a Roy Lichtenstein style of pop art self-portrait. We're going to use Roy Lichtenstein as our inspiration. It's the first time my students are going to be using the iPad to create artwork, so they need to have a stylus. And you can actually create a homemade stylus, and I'm going to show you how right now. You need to have a Q-tip, and I just cut off the other end. And you need an empty pen holder, and you just put the Q-tip in there. Now what I'm going to do is take a piece of tin foil, and I'm just going to wrap it nice and tight around the neck of the pen and holding the Q-tip in place. I can use a piece of tape to secure that. Now I've got a homemade stylus, as simple as that. So I often have a number of these around the classroom in case my students need one. In order for the stylus to work though, we need to put a little bit of water on the stylus. Not too much, just a little bit to make it damp, and I usually just pat it down. Okay, so we're ready to go. Let's open Sketchbook Express. We're going to dab on that, open it up. Oh boy. Okay, that's not a good start. Let's try it. So now, here's our toolbar at the front, and we're going to do a self-portrait. So before we do anything else, my students need to go up and take a photo of themselves from the shoulders up. Do some action, make it fun, be interesting in your face, have fun with the photo of you, and then come back and open up your Sketchbook Express. We're going to start out and we're going to work with layers today. So we need to go to this area over here and we're going to push that button there. And we're going to work with layers. Now I know already I want more than one layer, so I'm going to add a layer to that. So we're going to add a layer. We're going to add a layer. There we go. We're going to add a layer. This button here. Okay. So now I have two layers, and I know on my first layer in this one, and I'll push on this and it'll change to the blue. I'm going to add a photo layer. So I'm going to go down here to my flower, and I'm going to push flower, and that means I'm going to add a photo. I'm going to go to my photo library. And in my photo library, I've got my camera roll, and I've taken a photo. Actually, this is my daughter posing for me, and we've got our photo on our iPad. Perfect. Now I'm going to move this out of the way because the photo of my daughter is actually going the wrong way, and I want to turn it around. And I can do that by going to this button here, the three dots, and it's going to give me transform. So I'm going to hit transform. Just going to use my fingers, and I'm going to transform that picture, and I'm going to move it to the angle that I want. I like it there, so I'm done. So I will hit done. Now, the next step is we want to go over and we're going to switch from our photo layer to our drawing layer. Make sure you're switching to this layer because we're going to turn this photo off later and we're just going to have an outline of our face. So it's important that you switch layers right now. Now I've switched the layer and we're going to go over here to our pen. And I want a pencil, and we can change the thickness of our pencil by doing radius. Now when I'm doing this, I usually like to have it about 8. So I'm going to put it at 8. And make sure this is all the way at 1. Now I'm happy with that, so I'm going to push that off. Now I'm going to start outlining. Now if you don't have a stylus, you can use your finger. And I'm going to get started here. So I'm going to outline using this very carefully, all the lines that I see. Now there is a trick, because I have to make sure I close off all of the areas that I'm going to end up coloring. We use the paint feature, and the paint is a fill feature, and if you have any little cracks, it will spill the paint into areas that we don't want a certain color. So you need to be careful, and you need to make sure that you're closing off these areas. The nose is tricky. I should be able to zoom in to do small areas, so I'm going to zoom in. Just going to draw the nose here, get the nostrils. Add the nose, go up to there. Good. I think I'm going to leave it simple like that. I'm going to work on the mouth, looking carefully at the lines. Now, there, that's good. I could add that if I want for some detail. If I'm happy with that, I'm going to zoom back out. And I'm going to make sure I see that I'm missing that line there. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more so I can make sure that I close this off because I want to fill that with paint. And I'm just going to keep going. Oh, got to do her neck. Make sure that's closed off. Do her neck here. Her hair down. I'm going to close that off along the bottom. And I'm going to do her fingers, making sure areas are closed off. You'll understand what I mean. I keep saying that because it's very important. And you'll see what I mean because if it's not closed off, we'll have a problem. Now, let's take a look. Let's go check and see how our sketch is going. So I can turn off by pushing the eye on the photo. And there, we can take a look and see how we're doing. Now I see, if you zoom right in here, you can see there's a gap here. We don't want that gap. So now that I've checked it, I can go back to my pencil. I can put the photo back on by turning that like that. And I can go back in and fix that gap so it doesn't leak. Now, if I'm happy with my sketch, I'm totally going to turn off my photo. I'm going back up here, and now I'm going to go back over to where it has the paintbrush, and I'm going to use fill. So I'm going to fill now, and I'm going to fill in the different areas, the colors. So let's start with her hat. I want the inside of the hat yellow. You can choose any color you want, have fun with the colors. I'm going to choose yellow for that, and I'm cannot sketch on a hidden layer. Okay, did I not turn that on? Well, on this layer we want, oh, it reminded me, thank goodness. So now I'm going to, no, I want this one off, and I'm working on that one. So I should be able to fill now, and I touch that, and it's going to fill in. Oh, look what happened. I had a crack right there, and that's why it filled in too much. So I need to go back. There's my Fix Undo button. Thank goodness that's there. Need to go back to my pencil. My pencil needs to be black, so I need to put it back on black. Oh, I should be able to do that easily. Okay. And I need to make sure it's thick. Okay, so I've got my pencil, and I need to make sure I fill in those gaps. I don't want those gaps to be there. And then I'm going to go back to my fill, and I'm going to choose my colors for my fill. Oh, I like a nice bright orange for my hat. Move that. Play around, mixing the colors a little bit. Okay, that's all right. Nice sun hat, that color. So I'm going to touch that, and it should fill in that. There we go. And let me do her sunglasses. And I saw that there was a gap here, so I need to go fill that gap in first. Let's do her sunglasses. Maybe, oh, that's a good color for sunglasses. I like that. So I do the sunglasses that color. Let's do the lips. We'll get a nice red for the lips. Okay, I like that color. So now I'm going to zoom in to help me make sure I touch just the right spot for the lips. Oh, I love it. Now, I'm going to keep working on that and filling in each area. And when I'm done, I should have all kinds of beautiful, bright, vibrant colors for my Roy Lichtenstein. And to save it, when I'm finished, I'm going to hit this button over here. And that's going to say save or don't save. Of course I want to save it. So I've got it saved and it's there. I want to go into my photo library to show you some that have been finished. And where's my photos? Some samples that are done. There's one. There's another one. I guess those are my samples. So have fun with it. Nice bright colors. I want you to do your face from your shoulders up. Make sure you don't have any gaps so you don't have any mistakes happening. Have fun with it. And when you're done, I want my students to save it in the Google Drive. Great. Thank you for watching. Have fun.